Most Australians know the story of James Cook, who explored the east coast of this country. He landed here, at Botany Bay on 29th of April 1770. Less than 18 years later, Britain sent 11 shiploads of convicts and military, and those men and women founded the city of Sydney. But I put it to you, apart from this basic understanding of Australia's past, most of us have little knowledge of the many great, intricate details that this city is built upon.
This time, how the first man to be hanged in the colony was an artist whose work fetched $750,000, the dark secrets of the hero of Waterloo Hotel, and the rats that brought the bubonic plague to Sydney.
So come with me as we discover Sydney's secrets.
Compared to a lot of places, Australia is a young nation. Some would even argue that we're not old enough to have any significant history yet. But when British settlers arrived less than 2.5 centuries ago and began building the city of Sydney, they filled it with many places of historical value, landmarks, and hidden treasures. Treasures so well hidden, in fact, you'd probably walk right past them.
In January 1788, Captain Arthur Phillip arrived here in Sydney with the First Fleet. One of the new arrivals was a man named Thomas Barrett, who was transported here on the convict ship, the Charlotte. Barrett was about to make quite a significant name for himself. The very next month, he would become the first person in the new colony to be executed. Barrett had stolen some provisions, and Arthur Phillip, who was by now New South Wales' first governor, decided to make an example of him. Now, it can't exactly be verified, but some historians reckon that this tree here, right on Observatory Hill, was where he was strung up from, in front of the entire garrison and 750 other convicts. Ooh.
This plaque on the corner of Essex and Harrington Streets claims that Barrett was hanged near this place. Wherever it happened, we know that the body hung 1 hour and was then buried in a grave dug very near the gallows. But Barrett's short stay in Australia isn't his only claim to fame. Back in January 1788, when the First Fleet, commanded by Arthur Phillip, first landed in Sydney, it is thought that Thomas Barrett produced one of the most valuable historic Australian artefacts still in existence.
G'day, Kieran.
Hi, Greg.
Nice to meet you. Now,
See you.
what can you tell us about the Charlotte medal?
Charlotte medal is an amazing First Fleet artefact.
Yeah.
We believe it to be the first piece of Australiana created in Botany Bay in 1788, and it's a fantastic First Fleet artefact.
But who actually engraved the medal?
We believe the person who engraved it was a man by the name of Thomas Barrett.
Ah, yes. We know about him.
You know about Thomas Barrett?
Yes.
Very interesting man. He was sent out in the First Fleet
He was sent out on the Charlotte,
on the Charlotte.
and
That's
they
right.
arrived in Botany Bay in January 1788.
That's correct.
And this medal was created.
That's right. We know Thomas Barrett was a convicted thief.
Right.
We also believe that he was a forger. Now, we know that because Surgeon White, John White, records in his diary, which we have copies of, that a convict by the name of Thomas Barrett had somehow or other managed on board the Charlotte to dummy up a whole pile of silver coins. Whilst under guard, whilst without access to a forge, or without access to tools and equipment, he made a whole stash of coins and then tried to pass them off as the real thing in Rio de Janeiro. And John White was amazed that these convicts could do this.
So we thought, let's put this to use.
Let's put this to use. He obviously had a lot of skill.
Well, now, it's quite small, isn't it?
It's 72 millimetres across,
Yep.
and it's quite thin. It's about 2.5 millimetres, 3 millimetres thick, and we believe it's made out of a surgeon's kidney dish, a silver kidney dish. So the metal is quite fine, it's quite refined
Well,
silver.
the engraving is very intricate and
It is. It's a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful.
quite amazing.
That's
so
right.
can I ask, if it was for sale today, about how much do you reckon it'd be worth?
We paid over $750,000 for it. You have to consider this is the first commissioned artwork in Australia.
Yeah.
It's got all these close links. We believe it was made by Thomas Barrett the convict, the first person hanged in New South Wales.
Yep.
We believe it was commissioned by John White, the first Surgeon General in New South Wales. It's the earliest piece of Australiana. It shows a picture of the First Fleet vessel Charlotte. No other images of the Charlotte exist.
Yeah.
So it's a very rare piece, very hard to say, but in excess of $900,000.
But if you thought that the story of the first hanging was surprising, wait until you see what's next.